A lot of businesses are trying way too hard to impress people on social media. The graphics are beautiful, the edits are clean, the branding is perfect, and the content says almost nothing. That is the trap, because attention is not earned by looking expensive. It is earned by being useful, interesting, or memorable. And sometimes the simplest piece of content does that better than the polished campaign. Businesses often confuse production quality with content quality. They are not the same thing. A beautifully produced video can still be boring. A perfectly designed carousel can still be obvious. A highly polished post can still feel like it was written by 12 people in a boardroom. The audience does not care how long the approval process took. They care whether the content gives them a reason to stay. That reason might be insight. It might be clarity. It might be humor. It might be a genuinely useful answer. But there has to be something there. Every post is basically asking for a tiny loan from the audience, their attention, and attention is expensive. So what are you giving them in return? If their answer is, here is another picture of our product with a clever caption, that may not be enough. But if the content helps someone understand a problem better, avoid a mistake, make a decision, or see something differently, now there is a fair exchange. The audience gives you 30 seconds. You give them something worth remembering. That is how trust starts. Useful content can often sell more effectively than direct promotion because it proves something before asking for anything. Imagine two businesses offering the same services. One says, we are trusted experts, contact us today. The other spends 60 seconds clearly explaining a problem the customer is struggling with. Which one feels more credible? The second business has demonstrated expertise instead of simply claiming it. That matters. People are far more likely to trust what they can observe than what a company says about itself. Most businesses already have more useful content than they realize. It is sitting inside everyday conversations. The questions customers ask before buying, the things people misunderstand, the mistakes the team keeps fixing, the advice someone gives 10 times a week, the story behind why a product works the way it does. That is the good stuff. The challenge is not inventing endless new ideas. It is recognizing the useful information already moving through the business and turning it into something the audience can consume. And this is where businesses sometimes over-engineer the process. Not every idea needs a campaign. Not every video needs cinematic production. Not every post needs 12 design elements fighting for attention. Sometimes you need a strong question, a clear answer, a person who knows what they are talking about. That is enough. If the idea is weak, production will not save it. You can put dramatic music behind bad advice. It is still bad advice. It just sounds more important. Here is a useful test for your own content. Take away the logo, take away the company name, take away the call to action. Now ask, is there still a reason for someone to consume this? Would they learn something? Would they laugh? Would they send it to someone? Would they save it? Would it change how they think about the problem? If not, the content may be depending on branding to do the work that the idea should be doing. The best content does not always look like marketing. In fact, sometimes that is exactly why it works. It feels like advice, insight, a useful explanation, a real opinion, a story worth hearing. And when people repeatedly get value from a business before they ever buy from it, something important happens. The business becomes familiar, then credible, then trusted. And that is when marketing becomes much easier. So before you ask, how do we make this look better? Ask, is this actually worth someone's attention? That question is much harder, but it is also much more useful.